and Ken. Telford, you can go.
Dean, commiserations. I just wonder, where do you think this match was lost more? Was it on the first day in the bowling, or was it getting bowled out for only 197?
Yeah, I think, I mean, you need runs to obviously compete Telford. Safe to say that we didn't execute that in our first innings, which I thought was still relatively doable for us. They bowled well with the new ball, and the nature of Test cricket is that you got to compete against that new ball. And I think the way they started with their bowling in their first innings was something that, like we obviously struggled a little bit against. But in saying that, we know what it's like scoring 250 plus runs. Yeah, they scored over 300, which is always going to be a massive plus point for them, winning the toss and batting first. But yeah, I do think it lies in the runs scored, obviously throughout the 4 days of play that we had.
Stuart?
Thanks, Supakazi. Dean, given the fact that it's been 6 months since you guys played a test match, just what are the lessons that your players can take out of this going into the next one?
I would say playing 4-day or 5-day cricket is something that you can't replace. Be as it may, the schedule didn't allow us for our players to play a lot of first-class cricket, and obviously maybe a little bit of match awareness and match fitness point of view was a little bit evident. By no means is that an excuse. We knew that coming into the series. But saying that, I think there's a lot of learning pointers for us that the basics of the game still applies. I don't think we had that with regards to the batting point of view. Obviously, day one, we started reasonably okay, and then we brought it back after lunch, which was a massive plus point for us. We almost got ourselves on level pegs by tea time on day one, and then we let it go. And I think the run rate was a little bit too high for us to try and manage and bring down again. Saying that, opposition being three wickets down on day one is something that is always going to almost hurt you as an opponent. So yeah.
Ken?
How's it, Dean? A guy like give is it me?
Sorry, Dennis.
Oh, okay. I just wanna a guy like Keegan Peterson, he looks very good when he gets in, when he drives the ball, but he's been going in very early in all his tests so far. Is it maybe an option to shift him down the order a bit, to protect him a bit more in?
Yeah, you make a valid point there, Dennis. I think it is something that it will be a conversation over the next few days of us potentially exercising that. Bearing in mind, KP's come in and he's played in 3 test matches, and the 3 batting conditions that he's experienced have been relatively tough for batters. So yeah, I think maybe it's not a bad thing for us to open those conversations around with myself and the coaching staff, to maybe give him a better opportunity, maybe with an older ball coming in. He has had a bit of a rough start to his test career so far, and it doesn't reflect on him as a player. He's an extremely talented player. He's been one of our best batters around domestically for the last few years. And clearly the stats don't reflect his ability at the moment, which I feel for him a little bit, because I know he wants to make a play for us and he's maybe a little bit anxious at the moment. And we as a leadership group and team management maybe have to give him a better opportunity for him to try and contribute in a scoring runs point of view.
Ken?
Thanks. Tina's asked my question. No worries.
Okay. Mahlatsi? Mahlatsi? Mahlatsi, you're breaking up a bit. We're going to move on to Kanyiswa and then we'll circle back. Kanyeso?
Thank you very much, Fokazi. Good afternoon, Dean. Hard luck on the result. When you look at the result, in particular, 113 run loss, I look back at the Mayank Agawal KL Rahul partnership of 117, which in the small or bigger scheme of things does prove to be the difference. How does that now ask questions of how you and Aiden need to actually front up at the Wanderers come next week?
Yeah, we know what it's about. I mean, Test cricket facing the new ball and opening is not easy. You get a good ball and you go and sit and watch the rest of the game, and that's the nature of the beast sometimes. They executed their basic fundamentals of opening the batting to a T. They utilised the first hour, the first session in their favour. They played pretty well. They left the ball very well. So you got to give them a little bit of credit around that. But yeah, I think Aiden and I, we've had bit of a rough of the green at the moment. So I thought I got a good ball in the first innings, which happened. And yeah, we're very mindful that we, as an opening pair, we need to start well. We need to obviously capitalise on good starts when we have that opportunity. Aiden's dismissal in the second innings, also another rough one. I mean, it's the ball by no means was supposed to get him out. And yeah, you got to put a edge into the stumps. And sometimes when you're behind the 8 ball in Test cricket, these kind of things happen. But yeah, we're extremely mindful around about your question, and it serves a lot of value.
We'll go back and try with Mahlatsi. Are you connected?
No, Mahlatsi is struggling.
Okay, no problem. We'll move on to you, Firdaus.
I mean, I can walk to him and give him the computer and he can ask from there.
Oh, thank you. That's very helpful. Thank you very much.
Yeah, hold on 1 second. Mahlatsi, ask from this computer.
Hi, Skipper. I'm on Fido's laptop here. I just want to check something with you here. This defeat, how much of a confidence dent has it, given you guys? And how do you approach Johannesburg?
Mahlatsi, can you repeat your question, please? It's not very clear, the line.
No, I'm saying this defeat, how much has it knocked you guys confidence-wise? And also, how do we approach Johannesburg?
Yeah, I don't think we're going to lack any confidence going into Joburg. It's never nice losing a game, especially where we know we actually went wrong. And it's difficult to correct those wrongs during a game. But hopefully, building up to the Wanderers test, the second test, we're going to have some time to reflect and learn around what's happened. But I don't think it's going to dent our confidence going forward. We still have had a relatively good run the last 6 months. We've only had 3 games, but we've won 2. So we've got to utilize those kind of good energies that we've had. So yeah, we're definitely going to sit down and break up the game. And as a group, we're going to definitely come back harder. Well, it's kind of what I expect our guys to be doing anyways.
Firdaus?
Hi, Dean. I just want to ask about the all-rounders position. I mean, obviously, Vian has been picked as your seam bowling all-rounder, but it seemed like Marco Jansen showed us that, he could be competing for that position as well. Would you consider him in that way, or like, what are you looking to do there? Especially because Duan might come back.
Yeah, I think those resources are at our disposal at the moment. I think we're going to definitely look into that. I think it ties in with quite a lot of the things that we're going to sit down and chat about. But Vian had a pretty good game with the ball. Obviously, he's not living up to his kind of standards that he's setting himself with the bat currently, which is something that we'll also chat to him about. And in this environment, you have to have those open conversations in order for this environment to grow and for our individuals to grow. But yeah, Marco came in and I thought he had a brilliant debut. I think he was our player of the game in saying that he's come into a really, really tough situation. And he definitely didn't shy away from his responsibilities within the side. But yeah, I think it is an area of us to have a chat. I know carrying 2 all-rounders is maybe never ideal. But in saying that, that was the options that we were dealt with, especially with Duan not being able to play because of his COVID setback that he had. So yeah, it's an area that I'm sure we'll chat about.
Guys, we're going to reach our last few questions. We'll start with Leeton, Anuj, Razin, and then we'll finish with Subayan.
Thank you, Sips. Dean, hi there. Just on that, talking about changes, people coming in, people sitting out, you're going to have to, there's some places where you're going to have to make changes. First of all, are the guys 100% fit to take their spots if they are called in the camp? We know what happened ahead of the first day and on the first day. And then also, likely, where do you see the changes happening?
Sipakazi, you frozen?
Yeah. Hi.
Sorry, guys. We seem to have a network issue here at the stadium. We're gonna continue. We're gonna continue. Leeton, can you ask your question again?
Yes, thanks. Sorry, I did. Just you've spoken about the changes now. You're gonna have to bring in someone new into the team, and then also possibly where you guys are looking to change it up. Ahead of what happened on the first day and before the test, is everyone 100% fit to come into the side, those who you're going to call on? And where do you see yourselves make the changes?
Again, it's going to refer back to the Fido's question. I mean, there hasn't been a lot of time yet for us to have these conversations yet with myself and the coaching staff and selectors. So I can't touch on who potentially could come in or what is our next viable team, for instance. But as far as I'm concerned, everyone's fit still within the squad. I know our off spinner in Sir Brian, he had a little niggle, but he's fit now again. But again,
নেটওয়ার্ক খারাপ হচ্ছে।
the new norm.
I am so sorry, everyone. I think we'll just start over again with Leeton's question, if you can answer.
নেটওয়ার্ক
This
খারাপ
is the
হচ্ছে।
new norm, everyone.
না আবার চলে গেছে।
Sips.
Can you confirm that you can hear us?
Yes, we can. But it's breaking up quite a lot.
Okay, Dean, if you can just answer the question and then we'll.
Yes, I can't remember. Can you just repeat the question again for me, please?
Okay. What I'll do is
just to be sure, Sips, is it Leeton?
Yeah, it's meant to be. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dean's answered the better part of my question, so you can go ahead to save time.
Okay. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. We'll do the last. I think we're just gonna have to cut it a little bit short, guys. I think it was Anuj. We'll ask Anuj for his question, then we'll cut it short, and then yeah, I will ask for some questions on the side.
Hi, Dean. Dean, having faced the Indian attack in the first test, which Indian bowler would pose threat to South Africa in the coming two games, according to you?
Yeah, I think the Shami obviously posed a bit of a issue for our right-hand batters. Obviously, his wickets in the first innings reflects on that. And I would say Bumrah, Jasper is someone that's always running with energy, high energy, irrespective of if he's going for runs or not. So he's always going to challenge you as a batter. And you've got to be very mindful of facing both of them. But saying that, I think they're quite a well-balanced attack at the moment now. Siraj can also come in and when his tail's up, he can also be a bit of a handful as he was a little bit last night. But yeah, I'd say maybe the senior guys in Shami and Bumrah would be the two guys that I would reflect onto your question.
All right. Thanks very much, everyone, for your patience. And I will put out something on a follow-up presser in the next day or two. Thank you.
Thanks. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everyone. Sorry.
Happy.
Thanks, team. Well
Thanks.
better.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Happy New Year.